Slim Ghost Gulag. We've got Vose versus Wesley. This is the finals of this tournament. Excited to break this one down. Wesley, obviously one of my favorite players to watch play. Vose doing some interesting things on the defensive side of the ball. A lot to learn in this game. See if either one of these guys has defense. We'll see what they're doing right now in Ultimate Team. Defense is probably, ironically, like the worst it's ever been. Very difficult to get a stop. So we're going to see how these guys are doing. Wesley, a little bit more of an offensive player. Vose, a little bit more of a defensive player. Wesley going to get ball first, which means Vose gets the ball at halftime. And Wesley is going to get a free kick return to start. Get the ball at about the 40 on the opposite side of the field. As far as playbooks for these guys, I believe they're both going to be in the Jets offensive playbook. This is kind of the new top level offensive playbook, in my opinion. I actually just dropped an ebook on it in our school community. If you're not a member of our school community yet, it's only $10. I'll also leave links to both of these guys' sites down in the description below if you guys want to check out what they've got going. As I said, Vose is going to be in this 3-3 Cub defense, and you see Wesley going to be in that bunch X nasty. So just a couple things right off the bat is the primary pressure strategy for Vose. So basically what you're going to see here is number one, Wesley comes out in short side bunch X nasty. This is primarily so he can either audible to bunch tight end or flip his bunch X nasty. So pretty much generally speaking, these guys are almost guaranteed to flip over here. Okay. Second thing is, as far as pressure goes, you're going to see here, and we'll just wait till he actually flips it to show it. So you see here's the flip, and you see Vose is going to be setting up his blitz. So Vose's primary blitz is going to be the 3-3 Cub, which is going to be a blitz linebacker here, a blitz DT or D end, a blitz nose tackle, a blitz D end here, or a contain. This guy normally is going to be in coverage of some type, could be in a purple zone, could be in a vert hook, right? Different things. And then the whole point of this is he is going to D-pad switch. So he's going to switch here or he's going to switch here immediately, and his user is going to blitz straight down. So when you play this defense, you kind of know generally you're getting this send 5. And then from there, you're going to get a switch to here normally or here, or let's say he'll put a hard flat here. You might switch here, okay? So those are kind of the main things to note as far as the pressure goes. Wesley is going to have to keep a running back in to block this pressure. Generally speaking, it's why this is considered one of the better blitzes in the game right now. But we'll see here just right off the snap. As you see, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then his user is going to be 5. As you see here, he switches here. Reason being is because you got this running back streak running wide open. And so Wesley, or running back in right running wide open, Wesley does a good job of kind of handling the pocket and is able to complete it for about 4 yards there over the middle of the field. Again, both these guys come into this game, I think, fairly close to the last live event. I don't remember exactly which rounds either one of them were eliminated, but I know they were very, very close to making the last live event for the most feared tournament. So, and then you're going to see here some actual adjustments. See if he shows it one more time. He's not going to. Okay. Normally what Vose does is he will hard flat this guy to take away spacing switch a lot. And then if this running back doesn't run a flat like that or something or a streak, he'll switch stick onto here. But anyway, bottom line is you see another send 5. And then here for Wesley, you're going to see, right, motion cross post basically with the return route, and then you're going to get this tight end corner. It could have been motion spot under with that tight end corner, but anyway, a little bit of a rollout play, and you like to see this from Wesley, and he's going to throw a touchdown first play. So this is the weakness of 3-3 Cub, because you want to drop this linebacker out. This guy's going to struggle to contain because he's basically getting double teamed. So what I would envision Wesley does is he probably double teams this defensive end with his pass protection. And that will kind of, yeah, you see here. So you get a clear double team here. This guy is 100% completely free. But Wesley now has a very big alley or clear way to roll out. And it's basically just a rollout play. As you see here, you have the running back cross route as the flat route or the potential blocker. This return route is going to be the low read over the middle. The backside route is this in route over the top here. And then he actually goes with what looks like a slot fade that gets bumped, and then this corner route here to the outside. So once he's out of the pocket, there's really no pressure threat. And then Vose switch sticks the corner, and it leaves this wide open over the top for a touchdown. So really nice play design from Wesley there. If you are running a bunch X nasty and you're playing 3-3 Cub, that is one of the best ways to beat it. Because if Vose doesn't send that outside linebacker in 3-3 Cub, then like it's just always going to be open, right? You're just always going to be able to do that. So now we're going to see Vose offensively and see what Wesley's doing defensively. Not sure exactly what defense Wes is going to be in right now. He kind of bounces around quite a bit defensively here. But we'll see what he ends up deciding to do. Both these guys got pretty darn good kick returns on their opening run here. So you see Vose setting up his bunch X nasty. One of the things we'll see here, he is going to be in jets. He goes to empty protection, and it's going to be motion cross post, I believe. We'll see what he ends up doing. A very similar scheme to Wesley here, as you see, short side bunch, odd one trips. And here's what Wesley's doing. This is what I was wondering if he was going to do. He's going to be in regular double mug. This is the double mug in the Texans playbook with the defensive ends. And notice that he uses, kind of clicking around here, this is the defense that I think could potentially be really good. So what he's going to do is he's going to hover over the center with this guy. And then essentially he's going to kind of do the same thing that Vose is doing out of 3-3 Cub, but he's doing it out of double mug. So he's going to engage his user or blitz his user straight down. And then as you see here, he immediately D-pad switches over here. And then because Vose sends 5 out, he's able to actually get pressure. Now, what I wanted to quickly highlight, it's actually really important in terms of like understanding this defense. Take a look at this left of screen guy here. Notice what he's able to do. He's able to do this by dropping this defensive end out. So this makes this it makes it almost identical to the 3-3 Cup, right? You get the double team here, you get the user engage here, and then you get this edge defender, right, free off the edge. So anyways, going to be interesting to kind of watch this. What's nice about double mug is you can incorporate send 4, send 5s, and even send 2s out of it a little bit more. You can also incorporate stunts a little bit more. So as you see, he kind of manually moves the guy over here. And then as you see right here, like he instantly goes to a send 2, where he blitzes his user and he blitzes this guy and literally drops everybody else in coverage. Vose hits. This is a really cool route from Vose, by the way. I wanted to show this real quick. So this is bunch tight end. And what this is, I believe... okay, I guess it's just a streak. So it's just a streak with the small pass lead to the left side, outside leverage, and it does a really good job at getting good separation. So both guys score on their opening drives relatively quickly, and Wesley even helps them out with a little bit of an offsides there. All right, so there's a replay from Slim. We'll go ahead and skip up to the kickoff. So 7-7, Vose's ball at half. Both these guys look pretty good on offense. It's crazy because the defenses that they're both running is very like advanced to a degree and very almost, I would say, difficult to run, and they're still it's still crazy good offense, right? Vose still in 3-3 Cub. There's some adjustments, and you see here Wesley goes to doubles flex close. Really interesting audible. A lot of people have stopped running this formation, and you see didn't look pretty at all. I do think one of the things that I don't know how like often it happens, but when I watch some of these top players play, sometimes I really do feel like, and I'm sure there's a specific reason behind it, but it doesn't seem like they always call like their best plays. Sometimes I feel like they get caught in like maybe almost doing a little too much. That doubles flex audible, I'm just curious as to why he would do that. You know, Bunch X Nasty is the clear best offense. And then Bunch Tight End is probably the clear best secondary offense. So just kind of interesting. Lowe's going to put his hooks on 5. We'll see what he ends up deciding to do. It looks like he's pretty much staying in this Mike blitz. Here, going to go to a cover 2 look. There's the flip. And this linebacker off the left. Problem is going to be this contain. That rollout's going to be there. So you see here, here's a contain. So you see, he contained. Vose contained right here. And this is that same exact play. It's the same play. It's cross post. See, I think this is when Wesley plays good offense. He runs like, honestly, the same play over and over again. But as you see here, you get the seal. This guy is wide open. What Wesley's plan probably is to playmaker this guy up and then he can run with the quarterback. Or if Vose, tries to stop that, then the corner route is open. Here he just, I guess, dumps it down to the running back, gets a great break tackle, and he's able to get upfield for several yards there. So that play right there looks unguardable. With the way Vose is playing defense, that play looks really, really, really hard to stop. So we'll see what Wesley kind of does. It might just be a left hash specific play though. He might not want to run that on the right hash because Cam Newton's right-handed. But you see you get that pressure there. Got a high-low here, and then he's got a post, a streak, and this return route, and he is going to throw that. Really interesting throw. Was that a corner route? What was Devontae Adams on? Watch this throw from Wes. No, it was a slot fade. Wow. That's why you can't play man coverage, man. That's literally why I would never play man coverage because of that right there. Like those kind of throws just drive me insane. When they can throw that, like I'm never gonna use her that. You know what I mean? Like I think I just think that literally means you cannot play man coverage a lot. At least a lot. There's a good pressure from those. Let's see what they decide to do here. OLB flip package for Vose in the 3-3 Cub probably fixes your adjustments. Let's see, shift linebacker. Why is he shifting the D line? I think he's probably doing that to get a specific blitz angle on the DT, but I don't know for sure. Curious why he's doing that. Oh, good read by Wes. So, again, the way Vose is playing defense, right? It relies on his D-pad, which the D-pad switch is good, but it's like delayed. And so you see here, there's just no one in the middle of the field. And so Wes just hits the stem down post for a wide open touchdown, just hits them where they ain't. And he's able to get 7. And so far, Wes looks pretty. I mean, both these guys look really good offensively, but Wes looks really, really good. Looks very easy for him. Let's see what Vose ends up doing here. So we're going to audible into bunch. And here's that bubble screen. There's that flat D end on the hard flat. Can't quite play it, but that is the main reason why, bunch tight end is so popular is because of that bubble screen right there that he just ran. Let's see see if he does it again here. No, he goes to bunch, flips the bunch X nasty, and he's got that Y flat goal line. So what he has here is and you see he's kind of stemming the slot fade down almost like a corner route. But effectively, this guy is going to run his route super fast to the sideline. You got to clear out there, and then there's this little pocket. If he wants to hit this in zone, he can hit that. And then on the backside, he has just a high-low read over the middle of the field, essentially. So we'll see how he ends up reading the play. But you see there's that speed corner on the left. There's that slot fade, and he's going to have to just dive down and get the yards with Jaden. So first down coming up here for Vose, and he's also looks like he's going to audible into doubles. Really interesting as to why they were audibling into doubles, but he's going to go to PA snag, go to a seam streak setup, miss the seam streak. I think he high pointed that, caused a little bit of an overthrow, and that's going to bring up a second down and 10. Going to flip into wide side bunch and go into that seam streak play. Nothing really there. Going to roll out, almost throw a pick. Loves to get a little dicey on the rollout there. See what he does on this third down. Third down and 10 on the 38. Let's see. Looks like motion cross post, kind of the base play. Gonna audible to spacing switch and gonna flip it. And this is gonna be very good money play here from Vose. Yes, that corner route. Really like this play from him. He's actually going to probably be able to not hit it. Even though he doesn't hit it, I do like the play call. If you take a look at what he's actually doing here, this is a really high-level combo. It's a streak, it's a post, and then it's a little underneath route. But then he has this spacing switch, amazing flat route, best flat route in the game. And then he has this little corner. And so if you hard flat this guy to take the spacing switch away, then this guy's isolated, and it really is. This guy has to defend this. It's actually a really good route, and you see Wesley does that, but the man covers essentially is what kind of happens there. That's where me and coverage can sometimes be amazing because sometimes it can just bag, but sometimes you give up massive plays just because. So anyway, gonna go to bunch tight end, gonna go to mesh. The corner route out of this really good route against man. Get a good purple route, and Wesley gets a stop. Wesley gets the first stop of the game out of double mug, and you see here, this is why I think double mug makes sense. When you run this Sin 4 off of your Sin 5, that Sin 4 is pretty good. Gets a nice shed, and he's able to do just enough to get the stop. Vose throws the drag, thinking he could get upfield, not able to, and Wesley gets big stop. And now, we'll see what ends up happening from here. So obviously, big possession for West. He can really put himself in a good position if he gets 7 on this drive. We'll see what he's able to do. Vose still rocking that 3-3 cub. There's a little rollout from West. Throws that nice stemmed up curl, but it does get KO'd. Those stemmed up curls are super annoying routes in this game. And West loves to throw himself a good stemmed up curl. Loves it. All right, so you're going to go to doubles. He's going to go to short side doubles. You don't see this a lot. Not sure what he's doing here. Going to go to motion dig under and just take this little quick drag. This is one of the better plays in doubles, and he actually breaks a tackle. He's going to get a touchdown out of this. If you take a look about what happens, this is not a drag route like you would think this is a drag. It's what we call like a super drag. It's basically just a straight line like this. And so what happens is he's got this. He knows Vose is blitzing this guy, and he knows Vose is probably blitzing this guy. So that means from the coverage perspective, what coverage can you actually call, right? Maybe man coverage, but you're not normally going to put this guy in a hook zone. This is going to be either in a deep half, he's going to be manned up, or he's going to be in like a curl flat, right? For coverage integrity. And so watch how fast Wesley makes this read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what Vose does is he just mans it up. And you see here, he makes this read almost instantly. And then he has his kind of backside high-low here. But basically, you see this is very, very fast read. Hits that. Vose is running right to it. And then West breaks a tackle. And he's going to be in the end zone and get that 21-7 advantage. It's a big touchdown from West. And now we're going to see what Vose is able to do on the offensive side of the ball. Kind of a big drive for Vose. The game starts to get away from you a little bit, even though he gets ball at halftime. If Vose only gets like 3 on this drive, it's pretty significant because then Wesley's in a position where he could potentially clock, go down right before half, get 7, or even get 3. If Wesley goes into halftime up 2 possessions, that is like very, very, very significant. So you're going to see a pretty big time, I'm sure, drive from Vose right here. He's going to go to his best stuff, and he's going to try to do everything in his power to get 7. That was one of his money plays there at a bunch tight end with that little flood combination. Now he's going to go to motion clear HB seam here. And it's kind of a unique running back route. Purpose of this is if Wes is hard flatting here and he's manning up this guy, they'll both get pulled by this guy, and it leaves this wide open. So it kind of just depends on Wesley's adjustments here. But you see Wes is going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. And then Wes switch sticks to this defender, and he's going to just snap into coverage on the running back. Almost picks it. Right, almost picks it. And then Bo's kind of freaking out, doing what he does, saying what he needs to say. And we'll see what happens on this next play here. Goes to bunch tight end, little high-low read on the right side. Love this play. That's out of spacing. He's using that spacing flat route again, kind of like he was doing out of bunch X nasty. Just a simple high-low to the tight end side. Really, really good. Really, really good play. And just a straightforward play that breaks down every single coverage. I love plays like that. Gonna go to the glitchy, and see, this is where you don't do this, by the way. This is where you don't do this. Like, in my opinion, you got to realize, like, I don't know what he's seen here, but he freaks out, right? But look, it's 3rd and 8. He calls a bomb play. The whole point of this play is to hit this seam right in this little pocket. That's the whole point of the play, right? This is a backside check down. You have a drag high low, yes, maybe the post. But realistically, like the major point of this play is to hit this seam streak in a pocket and get a big play. 3rd and 8. And so what happens here is West sends 1, 2, 3, 4, counting his user, and he's going to switch stick off. So he sends 4. Wesley's playing mostly zone. As you see, he's able to kind of switch here and midpoint. You're getting a shed, and Vose is backing up, but we've got this guy wide open. And again, this is what tells you, right? The whole point of the play is to hit this guy. It's just by far and away the whole point. So as you see here, he's throwing it, but he doesn't have enough time to. Doesn't have enough time to get that ball off. And you see he just freaks out because it's a huge play in the game. Because now, and this is again, ironically in Madden, it's one of the most offensive Maddens I've ever seen, but there's a little bit of game management that goes with this. And you put yourself in 4th and 21, Wesley's got a really good chance of getting off the field right here. Right? A really, really good chance of getting off the field right here. I don't know what's going on with the camera there, but I think they're trying to fix it up. But anyway, we'll see what Vose goes to on 4th and 21. Not a lot of plays for that in the playbook. And he is going to go to doubles. He's going to go to the same play Wesley scored the touchdown on. It's a great play. It's not a great play for 4th and 21. Playmaker's a running back, and he almost catches it, but Wesley able to get the stop. And it's a huge stop. That's a massive, massive stop because now Wesley can go up 3 possessions pretty easily. I think he's already in field goal range. And, Vose is, he's just in a kind of a rough spot here. So, I don't know what's going on with the cameras, but let's get back into the game. So I just thought, again, it's just a game management thing. You're 3rd and 8. You're on a drive where you have to score a touchdown. I don't think that's the best time to be calling bomb one-play touchdowns. I think that's the best time to be calling your best plays possible that give you answers against the majority of coverages. But that's just my 2 cents on that. I just thought, put him in a bad down and distance, and then it cost him because then you're 4th and 21, and there's just not a lot of 4th and 21 plays, right? Even with how offensive this game is. So Wes was able just to sit back in, kind of a conservative zone shell. And, to a degree, Vose kind of stopped himself, if you think about it. So anyway, Wes almost makes a crazy read there. I think that's an offsides. Yep. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for Wes. It's going to be nickel 3-3 Cub. Ball on the 22-yard line here. Let's see what Vose ends up deciding to do. Does have those hooks on 5, playing really aggressive here. And this is going to be coverage out. Throws that quick drag again. Vose was, I think, trying to lurk it, but wasn't able to get there. So I guess, you see, how low that drag gets. That's a very good drag route from that doubles flex off close formation. It was really good last year, but I think it might be better this year. It's just fast. It runs super fast. Pretty quick setup, too. All you have to do is stem up the in route, wheel the tight end, streak the back, and then you're pretty much good to go. If you audible to that, you can get that done pretty quickly. He goes 2 outside thirds here. Seams are going to be wide open, but he does get really nice pressure. And one thing he does here that's really smart. So, actually, I don't. No, I guess he didn't. He didn't contain this guy. This guy just does a good job. It appears like Wesley didn't double team. He did something over here. It looks almost like a slide. But anyway, you get the pressure here. He tries to roll away from it. There's just nowhere to go. And honestly, like, kind of Wesley, to me, kind of a bad play there by him. And he's going to take a look at the film, evaluate things. But anyway, bunch X nasty. I think what Vose was probably looking at was the slide protection, potentially. I don't know. But anywho, 3-3 Cub for Vose, bunch X nasty for Wes. And 3rd and 5, and kind of a gotta have it down for Vose. This is like kind of need to hold the 3 here. If you give up 7, you're really in a tough spot. So you see you get good pressure here off the right, get a little disengaged. Now he's just sending 4. And good switch sticks here, but you can't run cloud flats against that route. Just enough yardage for the 1st down. here. Next play. Gonna go to trips, tight end offset. Haven't seen a lot of this, but this is kind of a red zone play, a little speed option. And he's going to be able to just scamper up there and get a 1st and goal. Looks like Vosa's red zone D. Going to be double mug as the defensive choice here. Wesley going to go to wing slot weak. A lot of really good red zone and jets. A lot of really good red zone and jets. And what makes it a really, really good book. You have really good red zone. You have the best, kind of meta variation of meta formations. You have bubble. You have a lot of bubble gum and jets. There's a speed option. There's a touchdown. And that's 21 points. It's a 21-point lead. Really, Wesley just so far just dominated this game. But we'll see what Bo's able to do here on offense. It's cool. It's cool to watch because like they're running the same stuff. Basically, they're running the same. Really, I think they're running the same playbooks on both sides. Actually, no, Wesley's in Texans, but they're running the same offense. And then really the concept defensively is fairly similar. It's just from 2 different formations. But anyway, good read there from Vose. It's that little drag. Now, this is like a gotta have it. You need 7. And what is good about this position that Vose is in is he's 3 minutes 37 within this first half. So he has like the time to be able to just go down, score a touchdown, and not give the West the ball back with the time needed to to go down and get a touchdown of his own. So anyway, able to hit a nice route there. Those small pass leads are just crazy. And then we're gonna see bunch tight end, audible to mesh. There's that. This is that in that standard play. You saw him run a couple times here. Streak, slot fade. That slot fade wins. Small pass lead gives. Small pass lead takes away. It's why I hate playing on small. Because of that right there. Sometimes you get those weird overthrows, but sometimes they make crazy pass leads as well. So anyway, double flex close. Going to be PA snag with the return route. Nice throw to the drag and gets pressured, but gets really out there nice. And see, that's what I'm talking about. These are plays with answers against every coverage. These are plays with the not that the other play that he ran on that 3rd and 8 didn't have an answer. He didn't get to the answer fast enough, got himself in a pressure position where he was pressured and had to take, basically was right on trying to make this big play, but then takes a sack. And it's literally that's the main difference in this game is that moment right there, right? If he gets a touchdown on that drive, a little bit more back and forth, but he's doing, now you're seeing on this drive, like absolutely has to have a touchdown, and he's getting to those drags, he's getting to those flats, he's getting to those check downs. He's taking what the defense gives him. The only problem is, as you see right here, it's 2 minutes and 48 seconds. So Wesley, I would think, has to basically just be licking his chops because he knows he's going to be able to get the ball back even if Bo scores, and he'll have plenty of time to be able to go down and score a touchdown. So, kind of a deal there. Almost gets a pick on the bubble screen. That bubble screen is kind of cool though. It's a bubble screen that you can hot route into a flat route. You can do that out of trips tight end and bunch tight end in this playbook. And going to go spacing and hits a nice route to the back of the end zone. Good read by Vose. So on the one hand, does what he needs to do because he gets a touchdown. On the other hand, leaves a lot of time for West to be able to answer. All right, so 2-minute drill coming up for Wesley, kind of in the half scenario here. And Wesley, pretty much, you're never going to see him, at least generally, you're never going to see him mess this up. I'll tell you one thing about Wesley, watching him play over the years, he used to kind of make mistakes like that. And I feel like, especially within the last probably 3 to 4 years, you just never see him make these kind of that kind of a deal. He's always going to clock this out. So at least I would think you would be shocked if he didn't. Here, going to just take the running back. So even the little thing right there of trying to stay in bounds, he tries to stay in bounds. I don't know if he's able to. He'll probably call the play before that 25 seconds. And you see why here, because he can take this down in the 2-minute warning, even though he technically did fall out of bounds. So anyway, you just see here, he's always going to take that down to the 2. And, he's just going to make sure that Vose does not get the ball back. It doesn't necessarily even matter probably for him if he scores 3 or if he scores 7. because if he has a 2 possession lead going into halftime, it really, really helps him. So you'll see there's a stemmed up curl, stays in bounds. Now you get the clock going. He's thrown for 4 touchdowns, 200 yards, and, really just, been very efficient offensively. See what he ends up going to here. So we got a short side bunch, should flip in a wide side unless he's going to run. He looks like he's going to run the ball here. No, he's going to go short side. Interesting. Just takes that running back slide route. Another thing about Wesley that if you watch him play, this is another thing that I feel like has really changed in the last 3 years. He almost never misses a flat route. He never misses a drag route. He never misses those underneath routes. And another little key with that is he almost always has an underneath route, right? He almost always has a check down or short route. See here, there's that rollout play again. He's got a touchdown. I think Vose basically, and this is really interesting strategy here. From Vose, what Vose does is he switch sticks here. He knows, I think Vose knows that if he switch sticks, this is a touchdown. And I think he does it on purpose because he switch sticks this. And so what he's doing is he's forcing Wes to throw this route. What Wes could have done here is easily just run. But he's forcing Wes to throw this route, which would then give Vose the ball back and give him a chance to answer back. So I almost think he might have done it on purpose. I don't know. But Wesley does actually try to take the touchdown, and probably because he believes he could hold Vose to 3 on the other side of that, because you do only have 55 seconds. So anyway, just different things going on, different cat and mouse game going on here at the end of half. But really, ultimately for Wes, the most important thing for him to do here is 100% to not give Vose the ball back if he can just not do that. But right, you see right there, has a touchdown. He completes that pass, but he chooses to go down because of the situation, because he has too big of an advantage. He just doesn't want to leave any clock there for Vose, and I just think that is such a big deal, especially if you have a lead. This is how you close games out. He's just going to run the ball here, 2nd down and 11. But really, what he's got to make sure is, and I bet you he runs the ball even maybe one more time. He might pass it here, but he's trying to take Vose's timeouts for sure. Vose is going to play defense in a way that's going to try to force Wesley to score. So you'll see, more hard flats or more cover 2 or more cover 0, a little bit more aggressive, more than likely, from Vose. So you see there's a cover 2, switch sticks out. Good read there from Wes, able to hit that running back and takes that final timeout from Vose. So now that Wesley's taking his final timeout, Wesley's primary goal here is just a score with very little time left on the clock for Vose to be able to move. When you take their timeouts like that, it's almost impossible for them to get down the field because it is easy to play, like a sideline type of defense where, you're just going to force them, to have to throw the ball in the middle of the field. So anyway, 3rd and 3 here. And you see he catches it with Waller. He instantly goes down. Why does he instantly go down there? Again, he's just closing out this half. He could have probably scored right there, but he's going to close down this half. He has 2 timeouts. He's in complete control. More than likely, he'll let the clock run to a certain level, and then he'll snap this ball. He's going to audible over to trips. I would expect a bubble or a speed option here from Wes, and then a timeout shortly right after that. So you'll see there's a speed option. Now you'll see here, Wes calls a timeout. And again, this is just like textbook, how to end a half when you have a lead. Very, very effective way to do it. And you see here, wing slot offset. He's going to go to the speed option out of this one. This is one of the ones I think he really likes, or quarterback power, I guess is what it is. And he's just going to truck him with Cam Newton, and he gets the touchdown. And now it's 35-14, so he's up 21 because of the way he managed that clock. He also has Vose has no timeouts, and he only has 10 seconds. So very limited in what he can actually do. And if Wes is able to keep him in bounds, I mean, actually, it depends on if Vose tries to return the kick. If Vose tries to return the kick, he pretty much only has one play. So you see here, he is going to try to return the kick. And as you see now, he only has 6 seconds. And so, very, very limited in what you can do in 6 seconds here. It's going to just be a Hail Mary. And so Wes able to back everybody up. And hopefully Vose doesn't hit that. He throws a quick out right there, probably just to get a little closer for the play. So he's going to go to that goal post Hail Mary. West going to back everybody up. And as you can see what Vose does here. Throws this up top. You see he's just running his guys back there. And he's able to just take that away. And that is going to do it for the first half. Our boys, second half here for Vose, and he is going to be getting the ball. This is a huge drive for him. This is what I call a stay alive drive. Basically, if Vose does not get 7 on this drive, I would say that this game is pretty much GG's. There's a lot that has to kind of go his way to get back in this ball game, but ultimately, a lot of this is kind of self-inflicted wounds, for lack of a better words. We'll see what he's able to do here on his first drive out, and already it looks like Wesley calls the second half timeout. Kind of an interesting decision, I think. Large part probably just because of how much he is winning this game by. And you see, this is again, he's going to a 1-play touchdown. Bo's going to a bomb play, very first play. I just feel like, honestly, in Madden 20 with switch stick, I feel like bombs are just not as good, honestly. There are ways to bomb coverage, but if you're playing someone like Wesley's caliber, who knows when you motion that guy out, you're setting up a bomb play. He's just going to be keeping the lid on top. Here he's going to go to another one. That bomb that he got the sack on 3rd and 8. That time he throws it. Shockingly, here Wesley's giving this up. By the way, I don't know why he gave that route up. That's the one route on the play you can't give up. So anyway, kind of poor defense early here for Wesley. But Wesley, yeah, and that's a really nice throw. Let's take a look at what that actually called here. I think this is a slot fade. So it's a short side slot fade, so it's a cover 2 beater. He's got the streak. He's got the slot fade kind of wrap around here. But let's see here. Yeah, it's not. What's cool is, if you take a look at this, it's actually cover 4. So it's an inside quarter, outside quarter. And notice that this outside quarter kind of gets bent a little bit to the inside on the streak. And Vose does a really nice job of kind of pass leading this slot fade almost like a corner route and making it almost like a back shoulder type of throw. Really nice play by Vose there, and gets out of bounds. Honestly, you couldn't ask for a better start to the second half from Vose, right? This is like textbook. This is exactly how you want this to go. He just basically walked right down the field on him. Only took about 40 seconds so far. And he's going to a red zone play. He's going to hit that tight end. He's going to get that nice catch in traffic, and he's got a touchdown. And all of a sudden, he has life, honestly, because if he's able to get a stop, it really, kind of changes this game in terms of the nature of it. If he's able to get a stop on one of these next drives, we'll see what Wesley's able to do. Vose, I don't know that's really been close to getting a stop this game so far. So we'll just kind of have to see. It's always interesting to watch these guys play, man. It's just so much, there's just so much knowledge, and almost sometimes it's like, I don't know, I feel like they're so good at the game that sometimes the basics escape them a little bit, but we'll see what happens on this drive here. So Vo's going back on default here, maybe mixing in some match coverage, and he's going to do this shift. Again, I don't know why he's doing that shift right there. Really curious as to the purpose for that. I would just think it has to be to change this blitz angle here, but I don't know. Because he shifts them back every time, too. Bunch shot in for West, going to throw those quick drags, and that's what I'm saying about Wesley. He makes reads so fast. So watch. Wesley's read here is, does Vose blitz his user? Basically, that's like the core the core question that he's asking. So let's take a look at this real quick here. So you'll see right here, like as soon as Wesley sees that, Vose is actually right there, but he's still a step behind because of the D-pad switch. See how far behind he is? Look how early Wesley throws that ball. That is almost instantaneous against 5 out. He just throws that right in the pocket. And that's just honestly a great job by Wesley of being aware of what the defense is, what the core defensive strategy is. When you're playing in this game, you've got to kind of look at what is their core blitz strategy? Where can they get pressure from? How are they able to blitz out of this? Vose really only has one blitz, and it's basically this every single time. He has to send that one blitz. Here's the rollout, and had a lot of answers, but good conservative call there, just running the ball. Vose only has really one core blitz, and that's him blitzing his user. Like that's the core of the blitz. Every single time he's going to blitz his user. So Wesley is just peppering him where he already knows the holes in the defense are. You see, there's another drag, right? Another drag. He's just throwing right into the holes of the defense every single time, and it's relatively easy for him offensively right now. Again, has a drag or a flat on pretty much every play, right? And he's going to hit those quick flats. There he gets a little greedy. He throws, and Vose is out of there. I mean, he's out of there quick. Vose does a really good job here. This is going to wrap this up, but he switches on a flat. It's a great defensive play. He's right in position. Again, Wesley, though, is going to force feed this ball in the holes of the coverage. This would be wide open. This flat would be wide open here as well if he wanted to wait on that. He decides to kind of give it a nice bend on the ball, and he's able to get this right over the top of Vose's user. And Vose is like, he's going to go ahead and get out of there. So, anyways, that's Vose versus Wesley, Slim Ghost Gulag final, and another great victory there for Wesley.